We're dealing with small numbers. We're going to take small numbers and turn them into scientific notation. Give you a chance here to see if you know how to do it. Give you a chance to check yourself. Also, we'll take the scientific notation version of the small numbers and turn them back into standard form and give you some practice and check there too. Please keep in mind these basic steps in blue that are listed on each page gives you a rough idea of what to do. And let's go ahead and start. Let's write this small number, 0.1 or 1/10, into scientific notation. What are my non-zero numbers? In this case, it's 1. So I'll write a 1 right here. Normally, you would put your decimal after your first non-zero number. However, if there's only one number that you're writing down, don't worry about that decimal. Then you would write times 10. And then you ask yourself, okay, how many places did I have to move that decimal to get it in scientific notation? I had to move this decimal right there, so I moved it once, and we'll write it as a -1. Okay? In case you're wondering why it works that way, well, remember that 10 to the negative first power is the same as 1 over 10, and 1 times 1/10 equals 1/10. What's this decimal called again? Oh yeah, 1/10. So that's what's happening. Let's go through and take a look at the second one. What are my non-zero numbers? In this case, it's a 2. Put a decimal after it. Wait, there's no more numbers for my front number, so we'll take that decimal out. Then we'll go ahead and write times 10. And then you have to see how many places did you move it. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So to the -4th power. If anybody's wondering why it's not to the -3rd power, actually I just erased the first one. Let me put that back. There is a reason. You look at where you're placing the decimal, where it has to go to. So 1, 2, and 3 would put you right in front of the 2. We want it behind it. So there's 4 places that we have to move, so it's to the -4th power. Same thing here. What are my non-zero numbers? The 1 and 3. That 0 just kind of comes along for the ride. Put my decimal after their first number. Times 10. And where do I want it to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we moved it 4 spots again. And there we have it. Now, if anybody is starting to wonder how you can keep track of whether it's a positive or negative exponent, here's my simple rule. If the number is greater than 1, use positive exponents. Okay? If the number that you're looking at is less than 1, use negative exponents. Because if you look at these, they're all less than 1, so we're having to use the negative exponents because we're having to move that decimal to the right. Now, go ahead, pause the video, try these, hit play when you're ready. Okay, hopefully you've got 3.4 times, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, so times 10 to the -4th. 15, see this right here, the 502? That's what we need to copy down, decimal, times 10, and let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so to the -7th power. This is the only one we've got, so 1 times 10 to the -1st. There we go, and we're going to move it over 3 times, so it'd be to the -3rd power. Here we go. What about if we have scientific notation and we need to convert it back to standard form? Standard form is how you're used to writing it. First off, copy down the front number. In this case, it's a 2. And then move the decimal to the left. Let's give this show some more space here. Here's where the decimal's at right now, and we need to move it to the left 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where the decimal's going to wind up, and we need zeros for placeholders. So it's 0.0002. Now keep in mind this is where your decimal was. We need to move it to the left 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. So it's 0.00301. Let me just make that a little bit neater for us. I'm going to make this one a little neater. And now this one. Because the decimal's right here, when I move it in front, or excuse me, behind the 1 right here, that's going to be one movement. And then I'm going to have to put on 5 more zeros to show that movement. So that's the answer for this one right there. Go ahead and do the practice and check. Hit play when you're ready, and we'll see if you get the right answer. There we go. So again, I copied down the front number and then I moved it to the left the number of times this exponent is showing. So 1, 2, 3. It was right here, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right here, 1.